Okay, so in the box, it also comes with the factory grip uninstalled and the factory sight uninstalled and a roll pin for the factory grip. When I first got this out of the box at the dealer, I just, gave it a glance over real quick and opened the cylinder. Spun the cylinder there with the ejector rod and noticed, well, that thing looks mighty untrue. Pushed it in and felt good. Oh man, that's rough. It's getting caught right there too in the bushing when it's trying to rebound back to its normal spot because it's so untrue. And I thought, yeah, man, well, that's Taurus. They should take care of it. They should be used to taking care of stuff like that. So I thought, well, no big deal. Put it back in the bag, closed the box, brought it home. Got to looking at it a little closer and checking out that front sight, the AmeriGlow and the night sight that is installed when you get the gun. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Okay. When you line the sight up here, it's going to be hard to catch, at equal height with the rear U-notch, that front sight, if you try to get it at equal height, or well, when you do get it at equal height, the tritium vial is completely obstructed by the rear U-notch. So if you're using this in the dark, which is what the night sight is for, right? You wouldn't be able to see that vial until you had it aimed up so freaking high that you'd be hitting, well, depending on how far away you're trying to shoot, you'd be hitting, significantly higher than what you thought you were aiming at, because all you've got to reference is that tritium vial. So that's, well, unfortunate. Yeah, really unfortunate. And then looking at it a little further, I don't know if you can hear that. I heard it first when I started flipping it over and looking at that side. I was like, oh crap, it almost sounds like there's a BB and a canister rattling around in there. And that's not just the slot from the cylinder. I mean, you can hear that too, but there's a higher pitched one. The freaking transfer bar is rattling around in there like a, like it's broke. I don't think it is, but I don't know that it isn't, and I'm not going to take it apart because there's so many other things wrong with it. I'm just going to send it back. It's just flopping around in there. And I think what you're hearing is it rattling around, from side to side in the frame itself. So, that's, I don't know, man, that's like not confidence inspiring at all. Anyway, so, it's got the front sight that is, well, not a night sight, or not usable as a night sight in the dark. The ejector rod that is, I mean, good lord, man. I hope the camera's catching that, but it is just way out of true. And that transfer bar thing is, I mean, that's a, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. So, long story short, I'm going to ship it back. Before I did, I thought I'd check the cylinder deforcing cone spacing. And it's tight. Excuse the dog. They're all at about 6/1000ths. Some of them are just under 6/1000ths on the left side of the gun, but not the right. So that's fine, I mean, it's not an expensive gun by any means. Those two, the 6/1000ths won't pass, but this one does, and the other two do as well. So there's two that it won't pass on the left side, but will insert on the right. And three that it will pass all the way through on, which is fine. And again, yeah, it's a 6/1000 feeler gauge. So that's a pretty tight gap, and it should be. I mean, it's a brand new gun, but hell, the ejector rod shouldn't be bent, and the fucking sight should be right too, you know? Anyway, so that one's going back just like the first one that I bought, which was a Taurus G3. Didn't work, brand new right out of the box, broken striker spring, or it may have been an insert. I don't know. All they sent back with it was they replaced the striker assembly. Second Taurus I bought, gosh, I guess that was about 8 years ago, the second one I bought. And I told myself I'd never buy another one. I held out for 8 years. The second one was a TCP, and yeah, that one would at least shoot a bullet right out of the box. But when it did, the slide would lock back like you were, well, like you were riding the slide lock. But I'm left-handed, you know, I mean, my thumb's over here. That's never an issue for me. What was happening on that one was as a round came out or was stripped off the magazine, actually it was when it was coming into battery after the previous one had been ejected, the round nose of the bullet was catching on the slide lock, you know, where it interfaces with the mag follower normally. And it was brushing it up just enough, you know, with the right timing that as the action was cycling, it was catching the slide back. It took a while to figure out. I had to take the slide off the gun and, you know, insert a loaded mag and just watch it brush that slide, you know, lock. And I was thinking, oh, that's what's happening. And that was just, yeah, regular round nose, 95 grain, 380, you know, ammo. So it wasn't like it was a unusual bullet profile. So yeah, I took that one apart and filed that, well, tab that interfaces with the mag follower enough for clearance for a round nose bullet. Took it out, shot it again, and that wasn't happening until it got to the last round. And when it got to the last round, it would lock back, you know, on the slide lock. And what was happening there is the slide lock was interfacing with the mag follower too soon, like when there was, you know, one still left on the mag, and it would lock it back. So I took it back apart again and heated it up and got it to where it was, you know, interfacing with the mag follower later. And I think I, you know, filed some of the plastic off of the mag follower too. And yeah, I've shot it for, well, 8 years and about 1,200 rounds now. Failure free, but here just recently the pins that hold the grip frame to the chassis, or hold the chassis inside of the grip frame of a TCP, and maybe I'll make another video on this, they start walking out as you shoot the gun. Oh, it might take, you know, 2 magazines, which, you know, 12 rounds. It might take that much for them to start walking out, but once they do, you know, they start coming out faster, progressively faster and further the more you shoot. So you got to stop, get out your hammer and something, and tap them back in. And yeah, I don't know. That's what 1,200 rounds I've got through it, I'm sure, and maybe 1,300, but not much more than that, if it is even that. Which I guess, I don't know, for Taurus, that's probably pretty good service life. So I guess I'll chalk that one up as a win. I'm going to send this one in. I think this is the first Defender 605 review that will go up on YouTube. And I wanted to make it a shooting video, man. I really did, but that ain't gonna happen. I'm sending it off. So I'll report back when I get it back, which will probably be, what, 4, 6, 8 weeks? I don't know. Somewhere in there. Anyway, have a good one, guys.